Ever since the floods devastated her village in July, home for Sin Hyun's son has been this tent made out of a Red Cross tarpaulin, and her kitchen has been this makeshift stove. It's a harsh situation. The Red Cross is to provide construction materials for hundreds of new homes to people like Miss Shin, but the lack of more response to an emergency appeal means there isn't nearly enough to cover even the neediest. It's a similar story in communities throughout this worst-hit province, with many having lost most of what they owned in the space of just a few hours.
On the 17th of July, my house started to collapse. Actually, it was raining so hard that I could barely open my eyes. Our neighbors helped us to get out of the house and to salvage some of our belongings, but we have very few things left, and our home was totally destroyed.
She and everyone here in this community have to make what little food they have go as far as possible, adding vegetables to the meager ration of maize which they currently get from the government distribution system, and trying to keep their hunger at bay. But it's not an easy task.
She says that they received 200 grams of the maize, and it is hard to survive per daily ration. So what she decided to mix with vegetables, and then this 200 grams of this bowl can share with her husband for one meal.
The current food shortage that the DPRK is experiencing follows a harsh winter which has been compounded by the serious flooding the country saw this summer. As much as 80% of the rice harvest in this province of South Hwanghe has been ruined by the floodwaters, and that leaves people with only a fraction of the food which they need, and there's no certainty as to how they're going to survive over the next few months, as local people say that after the reduced harvest has been processed and added up, there's going to be a serious shortfall, at least in the first few months of next year. These children in the village kindergarten are the only ones in the community who are getting any rice at all at the moment, even if it is mixed in with maize and vegetables. And with a diet like that, it isn't easy to keep them all fit and healthy. The Red Cross is mobilizing emergency food relief to these communities, but again, it's not going to be enough to tide them over the shortage, which means that for young and old alike, it's going to be a difficult and precarious few months at least.